Welcome to the Inspired by InVideo show. Here you can learn about how to use InVideo, ask questions and show off your videos. Stephen Healy is a content creator and facilitator for BeLive TV. I'm John Upton and I'm a video creator and general marketer for an agency based in the UK called Think and Do. In the next section, sometimes the sound is recorded twice, once from the speakers, once from my microphone. It will be fine in the final item. Hi, in this video I'm going to demonstrate how you can get really high quality TTS, that's text to speech, that you can use in your InVideo projects. Now Microsoft is going to provide us with the text to speech, and then we're going to use a free piece of software called Audacity to record that text to speech. So the first thing I'm going to do is to go up here and I'm going to search for Word Online Free. Now Word, in fact the whole Office suite, is available free to anyone who's got a Microsoft account, and of course you have to have a Microsoft account to log on to Windows 10. So let's go there, and what we're going to do is we're going to create a new blank document. It's opening Word, and this is all happening in the cloud. So I'm going to nip over to the BBC website. On the business section there's a thing called CEO Secrets, and I'm going to copy this text here. So I've highlighted it, I'm copying it, and now I'm going to paste it into Word. Now the reason that we're using online version of Word is that there's some wonderful free text to speech in Microsoft Edge. So if we highlight this and we go here, we can find that there's a thing called Read Aloud, which is also operated by Control Shift and U. And if we click Read Aloud Word, and then we pause it, because it's going to start reading everything that's on the screen, but in fact we only want it to read this. So let's highlight that and let's click play.
Spanish people eat more meat per capita than any other nation in Europe. So it may seem an unlikely country in which to build a business empire selling vegan food.
So I think you get the idea. It's pretty good quality, and there's a ability to speed it up and slow it down, and there's a whole list of voices. So we've got English United States, several English United Kingdoms, Mark United States 0, German, Australian, English, Canadian, and the one I really like is this Mia. But there's several other English, Indian, more United States. You heard Mia at first. Let's change it to what's another good? Let's go to the Australian one. Yeah, and we'll start it again. So we'll highlight there and we'll hit play.
Spanish people eat more meat per capita than any other nation in Europe. So it may seem an unlikely country in which to build a business empire selling vegan food. However,
so that was Australian. Let's look at what else there is. Well, let's see what Katja from Germany sounds like. So let's play again.
Spanish people eat more meat per capita than any other nation in Europe. So it may seem
Okay, so I think that gives you the idea. We're going to go back and we're going to select a nice Mia. Okay, so we now know we can read it. Okay, so now we've heard it playing, let's record it. And I've launched Audacity, which is a freeware program that allows you to record and edit from various sources. Now we're going to use the Windows API. we have the microphone as the Bumblebee, which is my default microphone. We're doing stereo recording. You can record in mono if you choose. And we're recording from the speaker's headphones, Realtek. Okay? And you can check where that should be. If you click on your sound, it will tell you what it is using as the sound channel. So I've lost Audacity again. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to record it at 9600 because I'd like a decent bit of quality. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to start Audacity. I'm then going to highlight this, and then I'm going to shut up and hit play.
Spanish people eat more meat per capita than any other nation in Europe. So it may seem an unlikely country in which to build a business empire selling vegan food. However, Mark Coloma managed to force his brand of plant-based meals, Hura, onto supermarket shelves by getting thousands of his customers to campaign for the supermarket to stock them. Today, Hura sells across 13 European countries and has sales of £17 million a year.
Okay, so now we've recorded that. Because we had this back and forth, there's excess at the end and excess at the beginning, but it's really easy to get rid of it. You simply draw over it and cut it out. And then if we go to the beginning, you'll see there's some bits and pieces where I was speaking, but you can see where the actual start is. So if we draw that back to the beginning and we cut that out, and now we play.
Spanish people eat more meat per capita than any other nation in Europe. So it may seem an unlikely country in which to build a business empire selling.
So you get the idea. We can move and check that we've got the end right as well.
£17 million a year.
Okay, so now we've got the text we want spoken, we've recorded it. Let's save it as an Audacity project so that we could come back to it if we want to. So let's save project as show, and I'm going to do this Microsoft TTS example. Okay, so that's the project. Okay, and so now I'm going to export it, and I'm going to export as a wave. Again, there, Microsoft there, ask me for what tags I'd like to put. I'm going to ignore those, and now that's exported as a WAV file. So I can then bring that into InVideo. Okay, so now we're in video, and I need to upload that there. So here we have Microsoft TTS example. Can't spell Microsoft, but don't worry. And then that's loading up. Okay. It tells us it's 29 seconds long. So let's make our video 29 seconds long. Oh, sorry, our scene 29 seconds long. Okay. So now we've got 29 seconds long. I don't want Mr. Princeton, so I'm going to delete it. And what I'm going to do now is I'm simply going to click here and add it as a voiceover. It goes where the stick is, so let's move the stick to the very beginning and slide the voiceover to the very beginning. So now if we play,
Spanish people eat more meat per capita than any other nation in Europe. So
that's pretty good. I'm going to just stick some artwork on there. Spain, Spanish flag. Okay, so here's something Spanish. Let's add that on. Let's slide that to the edge. let's bring that over to here, and I'm going to knock that down to say something like 45, and then what I'm going to do is nip all the way back to here and copy that, and let's go back to InVideo and let's paste that into there. Gosh, let's make it 45. So that's there. What I'm going to do is edit the background. So I'm going to go layers, background, it's there, edit it, and I'm going to change the background to white, and then I'm going to change the text to black. Okay, move that a bit so it's got some space, and the final thing I'm going to do is go to my folders, and I'm going to the folder called TAD, and I'm going to add my logo in there. Okay, so I've got something worth looking at, I think. So it's saved, so I'm going to download and share. And I'm going to do that in 1080. So I'm going to stop now and we'll see the final thing.
Spanish people eat more meat per capita than any other nation in Europe. So it may seem an unlikely country in which to build a business empire selling vegan food. However, Mark Coloma managed to force his brand of plant-based meals, Hura, onto supermarket shelves by getting thousands of his customers to campaign for the supermarket to stock them. Today, Hura sells across 13 European countries and has sales of £17 million a year.
I just want to highlight one change to the user interface that caught me out, and it's a very simple one. If you want to change the length of your scene, we normally go over here and we enter the scene duration. Now you click on it and you can change your scene duration here, and let's say we're going to change it to 30 seconds. Yeah, if you don't click the tick, nothing happens. Okay, it is a slight change, but it's important. Previously you entered the 30 here and then pressed return or clicked off it and it would change it there, but now you have to enter your duration here and click the tick. Okay, the question is, how can I add a frame round a picture? Well, here we've got a pretty cat with blue eyes. I'm not really a cat lover. Dogs are more my scene. So if we go to enhancers, if we go to shapes, we have lines, we have outlines. If we click on the arrow to get more outlines, we have a series of boxes, dotted squares, etc. And all we need to do is add the frame, stretch it to size, okay, and then go to colours and change it to whatever colour suits your needs. So if you wanted to make it look like a photograph, you can add a white border, and that's how to add a frame to a photo. Hope that's useful. Hi, question that got asked from the video I posted the other day, that where the lady asked about making words stand out more, and I showed that you could do drop shadow, but the drop shadow is fixed. It's fixed in terms of the number of pixels, and it's fixed in terms of direction. Now that isn't the traditional way in many applications. In many applications you can decide the angle, the depth, the length, etc. And I was asked if you can do it in InVideo, and of course the answer is yes. It's perhaps not as straightforward of saying drop shadow, 6 pixels, 270 degrees angle. You'll have to do a bit of that for yourself, but it is fairly easy to do. So I've started with the default scene. The first thing I'm going to do is stick my logo on. If you don't know how to do a logo, you simply drag it over the top and then size it to where you want. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the background to a different colour. I've also noticed people asking how you do that this week. So simply unlock the background, go to edit, and then you can choose any colour you want. So we're going to go to a none white background and a none black background. So I'm going to do a simple light blue background. Now you can actually see these quite well on here. I'm going to make the words larger, so I'm going to go to layers. Oh, I've already selected it, but we'll go to layers and select it again. And then if we go to style, I'll unlock it, and then we can make it bigger just by stretching the box. Alternatively, we could have elected a font size, let's say 160. So I've made my font nice and big. Now what I'm going to do is drag it in so that I can get it in the middle. So as you can see, that I'm not doing very well with my mouse today. I think it needs some new batteries. So that's in the middle, and you saw the lines that enabled you to find the middle quite quickly. If you want to have lines to help you line things up, there is a facility called the grid, and you can snap to these lines here. I'm going to turn the grid off and continue on the line of the drop shadow. So this is what drop shadow looks like if you choose there, and it's quite good, but it doesn't allow you to do what traditional typesetting type programs do. So let's turn it off, and what we're going to do is we're going to go to layers, make sure we've got it selected, and we're going to go to Control C, Control V, and hey presto, we've got two of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the colour from white, and I'm going to make it a dark blue. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I want the dark blue to be behind, so I'm going to go to the layers, and I'm going to move the dark blue behind the white. Okay, and then using the keypad I'm going to move it around, and this allows me to create a more traditional style of drop shadow, which here you can see is down and to the right. Back could be up and to the left, or I can stretch it a bit like you can in other oops, I want to make it a bit bigger, but you can see that you can move it around, and you move the front as well if you like, and so you can choose completely from a simple type thing to a more complex level of depth, or even you can create it as a shadow that's seen behind. I hope you found those things useful. We look forward to seeing some examples of how you've used those things posted in the group. Stephen and I wish you all the best. We will be in the same place, same time next week, and stay safe out there, and show us loads of your videos too.